Hey guys, welcome back to another movie review. So tonight, I just got back from watching Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes. Now, as you all may know, I was a big fan of the last trilogy of Planet of the Apes movies from the last decade, and I thought of it as one of the best trilogies of all time. And when I heard that they're making a fourth one, I was like, dang, we're really gonna continue this even though Caesar is dead? Yeah, sign me up. The trailers for this were absolutely amazing. I thought it recaptured the same magic of the last three movies of the last decade, and that's how it got me hyped for this movie. And now that I have seen the movie, man, I gotta say, what a wonderful day! Now, guys, as someone who thinks that the Planet of the Apes trilogy is one of the best trilogies of all time, I was going into this one with very high expectations, and I was a bit sad when I heard the news that Matt Reeves wasn't coming back to direct this one. Instead, this was directed by Wes Ball, the guy who directed the Maze Runner movies, and I gotta say, I think Wes did an incredible job with directing this movie. And there is a lot to process besides the director of this movie, so here are some good and some bad parts of this movie. The first positive thing I have to mention is the fact that this is basically not a sequel to War for the Planet of the Apes. Instead, it's a continuation of the franchise, and this is basically set 300 years later, right after Caesar died in the last movie. Caesar and his legacy play a big, major, important role in this movie, and you can definitely feel his presence surrounding us on the big screen. And I think it's really cool to see new characters taking the words of Caesar and using them as violence for their own personal gain. Which leads me right to my second positive, because my second positive is the great supporting cast of characters in this movie. Like, take this new ape character for example, whose name is Noah, by the way. Noah is basically our main protagonist of this movie, and he's basically not a copycat version of Caesar. He's just not as confident as him, and he doesn't need to be, which is a good thing. I also have to give a big shout out to my boy Rocco over there. Rocca the orangutan just basically became one of my new favorite original characters in this entire franchise. And I just love these journeys that both Noah and Rocca go on, and their dynamic was definitely top tier. I also gotta give a third shout out to May, played by Freya Allen from The Witcher. May really seemed like an interesting addition to this franchise, and her dynamic with both Noah and Rocca is just pretty dang good. Now, leading up to my third positive, I gotta give a huge shout out to the main villain, Proximus Caesar. Proximus was easily one of the best parts of the entire film, and in my opinion, he might just become one of my favorite fictional villains of all time. And Kevin Durand did an incredible job with the performance capture for this character. Another positive thing I have to mention is the amount of heart and soul in this movie. This movie has like a lot of heart and soul, and there were some death scenes that almost made me tear up. Like, it just hit me very hard. Another positive thing I have to mention were the action sequences. Like, there was a lot of apes using weapons to fight each other, and most of them looked really cool. It was really cool seeing apes fight each other on the big screen. And then the last final positive thing I have to mention is the CGI and VFX. Good lord, the CGI and VFX looked very beautiful. This movie had the best looking CGI apes ever made, and it is just a very well crafted movie. Now, on the flip side, I don't have much negatives for this film, but the one negative I have with this movie is the ending. I didn't think the ending was terrible, I just thought it kind of felt a bit anticlimactic. But overall, I had a blast with this movie. I will give this a 9 out of 10. It's an epic continuation of Caesar's legacy. It's a great fresh start for a new trilogy. And I can easily say that this might be, hands down, one of the best movies of 2024. But anyways, yeah, that's my review on Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes. And thank you for watching. If you want to see more reviews like this, follow me for more. Peace out. And always remember, apes together strong!